Hello, I'm Councillor Dan Thomas, Cabinet Member for Resources at Barnet Council. We're using this website to ask the residents of the borough for their views on what the priorities of the council should be, both in the short term and over the next decade. Your views will help shape the council's business planning process and our corporate priorities as we prepare for what is likely to be a very difficult decade ahead. Last year, the Coalition Government Spending Review set out plans to cut total public spending by £81 billion by 2015. As we consider how to prioritise our resources over the coming years to meet the local challenges we face, it's essential that we listen to the views of residents. That's why we're asking for your views on how the council should be directing its resources over a longer period. Over a 4-year period, we expect to lose about 30% of our income, and we need to make matching reductions in the amount the council is spending. The red line represents the predicted spend on adult social services in the borough over the coming decade. The yellow line is our support for children and families through social services. So this illustrates that if we carry on running our services as we currently do, the increasing number of people we will be supporting means that we will simply run out of money to provide anything other than social services over the next 10 to 15 years. No libraries, no rubbish collection, no street cleaning. Obviously, that isn't acceptable to us, and it isn't going to be acceptable to you. The council also has other challenges. The population of the borough is rising. Last year we became the largest borough in London by population. There is a substantial amount of new development in the west of the borough, and we have to meet a challenge to provide more school places in that part of Barnet. Just this year we've had to work with schools to create an extra 390 reception class places. Obviously these children will need to be supplied with school places as they move up through their schools. More and more of the households in the borough are single people, reflecting changes in the population at large. But while we deal with these challenges, we are also committed to getting the basics right. In many ways, our services are already high performing. The main streets of the borough are kept clean. Our waste services, rubbish collection and recycling are highly rated by you. Our children's social services and adult social services both have the highest ratings from their regulators. But we want to do better. And what's more, we want to be excelling in those areas that are your priorities. So with the very strong caveat that we have less money to spend, we are asking 2 questions. Firstly, what are your priorities for Barnet Council and other parts of the public sector in the borough over the next decade? And secondly, what issues do you think we should be concentrating on in the shorter term? Later on in this process, we will contact you and ask if you have views on how we can measure and report your priorities. In the meantime, your views will help to shape our medium to long-term planning. Thanks for taking the time to see this video through to the end, and do please leave us your views. If you leave your email address, we will be back in touch with you later in the autumn.